7 years old, standing in the cold at the Moscow street market and counting coins that weren't enough even to buy dinner. And that was my life. Today, I live in Manhattan. I work 4 to 5 hours a day. And what has changed? One thing. It's my beliefs about money. So today, I'm sharing the exact beliefs that kept me broke and the ones that helped me build the life I live today. You're listening to the Expert Producer School podcast with your host, Paulina Solda, episode number 13, The Money Lie Women Believe. So I want you to answer honestly, and I mean really honestly, not the answer you would give to someone that you just wanted to make an impression. So have you ever downplayed how much money you actually want to make? Have you ever said, oh, I just want to be comfortable? Then deep inside you were thinking, I want to be wealthy. Have you ever felt that flash of something? Maybe jealousy, maybe judgment, comparison, when you saw another woman who decided to start her own business and then she had her six-figure lunch. Have you ever felt guilty for wanting more? If you said yes to any of those, you're not broken. You're not greedy. You're not a bad person. You're simply programmed. And today, we are going to unprogram those beliefs. I'm going to share the exact beliefs that kept me stuck for years. And then the conversations that finally woke me up. And the mindset shifts that helped me build a multiple six-figure business. I'm also going to share stories from other women in my business network, because I want you to see yourself in other women. So by the end of this episode, you're going to understand exactly why you have been playing small with money. And most importantly, you're going to know how to stop doing this. So stay with me, because this one might change everything. So I'm going to tell you where I came from, because I want you to understand that I'm not just talking from theory. I live this. I grew up in Moscow during the former Soviet Union, raised by a single mother, no father, no money. And when I say no money, I don't mean we couldn't go on vacation. I don't mean that we had to budget carefully. I mean, I worked at street markets from age of 7, helping my mom to survive. So 7 years old, standing in the cold, selling whatever we could sell so we could eat that night. And I remember that feeling with counting coins and just knowing that was not enough. There's just not enough. And I remember the shame of wearing the same clothes my mom made by hands while our kids had store-bought clothes. I remember my mom's face when she couldn't give me what our kids had. And I felt guilty asking. And I remember believing in my bones that money wasn't for people like us. Money was for other people, was successful people, lucky people, but not us. And that belief lived with me for decades. And then fast forward to today, I went on to earn 2 master's degrees, and I had worked at the United Nations. I've built a career in international development before I started my own business. And I've traveled to over 35 countries around the world. I've dreamed my dream life, and I couldn't even think was possible. I work about 4 or 5 hours a day, and I've invested over $250,000 into my education, my growth, because that's the most important area for me. So what has changed? It's not luck. It's not that some rich uncle left me money. It's just my beliefs changed. I stopped believing that money wasn't for me. I stopped believing that wanting money was bad. And I stopped believing that success would cost me love. Instead, I started believing that I deserve abundance, that creating wealth is my responsibility, that money in my hands would do good in the world. And that shift from money isn't for me to money is for me, well, that shift changed everything. So here's a question that I want you to start with. What did you learn about money when you were growing up? What did your family believe? And are those beliefs still running your life today? So write this down. What is one belief about money I learned as a child that might be holding me back today. So, but my own shift didn't happen overnight. It happened through some painful conversations and honest self-reflection. So I'm going to tell you about the few conversations that shifted something and they opened something in me. And one of them was with a man, someone I respect, and who said to me, you know what I noticed? That we men, we compete with each other. We try to win, we push each other to be better. But women, I see that women tear each other apart, backstabbing, gossiping, ripping each other's work apart. And while I wanted to argue with him, I wanted to defend us women, but then I thought about my own experiences, and I have a business that serves women, and I employ women. I am a woman. And then I see that about 99% of hate that women in my business network receive, we all from women. They all, oh, you showing off, stop being so arrogant, stop talking about how much money you're making, and why you're telling other women that they can make a lot of money. All you think about is money, you're greedy. And just think about it, that there are women telling other women that money is bad and your success makes us uncomfortable. And here's the thing. I'm not going to say that like I'm above all of that, because I had to do my own work, because I had the same thoughts when I looked at other very successful women, and I would see women who made, millions of dollars. And my first thought was, well, it wasn't like, oh, she's my inspiration, she's my role model. It was more like, oh, she must be working extremely hard. She must have sacrificed other areas of your life. Maybe she's not doing something ethically. So I was contributing to this problem too. And then another conversation was with a woman, and the woman who started growing very fast in her business. So she said that every time I up level in my business, I change a circle of my friends, because my old friends feel uncomfortable. And they either expect me to pay for things, or they start, making little comments and start making fun, like, oh, some of us have to actually work real jobs, and some of us can't take this much time off. And so she felt like she had to hide, she had to downplay everything. But this woman, she's making multiple six figures. And then she just tells people, oh, I'm doing okay, like hiding that success. And I know I have done that too. I know that I've made myself smaller so then other people would feel comfortable. I felt like I had to dim my own light so that I wouldn't make anyone else feel bad about their situation. And then there was another conversation with another woman who said that I actually don't want to make a lot of money. It's actually one of my students. She said, well, I'm afraid money is going to turn me into this greedy, selfish person, and I'm on a spiritual path. And she genuinely believed that if she made more money, she wouldn't be spiritual anymore. While other people were like, literally, she's so good at what she does, and there are so many people she could help. But she kept her pricing low. She was turning her clients, like she could only work with so many clients. And she genuinely believed that money would corrupt her. And I remember that I was believing the same thing when I was just first starting my coaching business, and I had all these thoughts like, oh, you're a coach, you're going to help people, they're struggling, if you want to like make more money, and you turn it into a money machine, and it's bad. And that belief cost me, years of undercharging and years of overworking. And there's just so many people who are afraid. So ask yourself, do I have beliefs that money is actually bad? And where is it coming from? So as I had those conversations, I got curious, and I started asking men entrepreneurs and business masterminds, well, what do you believe about money? And when I told them that what I see women believe, they looked at me like shocked, because it's like speaking a different language. And just notice if any of this, resonates with you, not just intellectually, but there's something in your body when you say, if I make a lot of money, I won't have real friends. If I'm too successful, no man will want me. My partner will feel emasculated if I out-earn him. If I focus on money, I'll lose my family. I don't want people to think that I'm greedy. I don't want people to think that I'm a cash grabber. I don't want people to think that I'm shallow and all I care about is money. Money is for other people. It's not for women like me. It's harder for me to make money as a woman. So did any of this hit? Did you feel like that kind of ping of recognition? Because I fought all of this at some point, every single one of them. And then when men told me what they believe, this got really interesting, because what they believe is money equals worth. I should make more money. It's my job. The more money I make, the better I can take care of my family. The more money I have, the better chance I have of finding a really good partner. Money will help me gain respect. If I have more money, I can have more time with my family and not less. Money is freedom for me and for everyone I love. Exactly the same world, the same economy, the same opportunities, but completely different programming and beliefs. And here's what hit me. No one sat this man down and taught them this explicitly. They just absorbed it from culture, from role models, from messages that are all around them. And we absorbed messages too, but different ones. Messages that told us that money was dangerous or complicated, that ambition wasn't feminine, that good women don't talk about money, that wanting more means you're ungrateful for what you have. And the question is, are you going to keep running this old programming? Or are you going to write the new code, upgrade it, reprogram? So complete this. The money belief that I absorbed growing up, that I'm ready to release, is blank. So I'm going to share some of my beliefs about business. And it's not as affirmations, but it's truths to live. So belief one, money is created by solving problems for people I care about, not by hustling, not by tricking anyone, not by being pushy or salesy, by genuinely making someone else's life better and then letting them pay me for it. So when I stopped seeing sales as taking and I started seeing it as serving, everything shifted. My clients want to pay me because I change their lives. The exchange is beautiful. They get the transformation. I get resources so I can go and help more people. So here's an example of Emily. Emily was making about $3,000 a month in her coaching business, and she was exhausted and overworked. She worked one-on-one with clients. She felt resentful. And then I asked her about her money beliefs. What she said is that I just don't think I can charge more. Who am I to charge premium? And then we looked deeper into that. And turns out her mother had always told her, don't get too ambitious. Wanting more money is greedy. People will not like you if you are very successful. And she internalized it so deeply that every time she thought about raising her prices, she literally physically felt sick. So when we worked on this belief and we examined it and we asked, well, is this actually true? Is this serving you? Is this creating the life you want? The answer was no. And so months later, when she raised her prices and she signed 2 high-ticket clients, she had her first $20K month. Not because she learned some new marketing trick, but because she just changed what she believed and she allowed herself to want and to have more. Okay, belief number 2 is that women are best for creating value for other women. So this is not just a feel-good talk, this is actually strategic truth, because we women understand other women. We know what we need. We feel what we feel. We notice details that men miss. We build relationships and friendships that create loyalty, and that's not weakness. That is a superpower in business. And then belief number 3, the more successful I become, the more opinions people will have about me, and that's fine. Actually, it's more than fine. It's a sign that I'm playing big enough to matter. If no one has an opinion about you, then you are invisible. And I would rather be criticized for playing big than being ignored for playing small. And then belief 4, money makes me more of who I already am. So I was generous when I was broke, and now I can be generous with more resources. I was caring when I had nothing, so now I can care for more people in a bigger way. Money didn't change my character, it simply amplified it. So here's another example. Amanda, she was a successful corporate executive. She was making great money. But when she wanted to have her freedom, she wanted to start her own business. And every time she thought about it, she stopped herself. So her belief was that if I leave my job and fail, everyone will say, I told you so. And I'll prove that women can do this. So she was carrying the weight of representing all the women. And no wonder that she felt stuck and paralyzed. So when we unpacked that belief, she realized that she didn't have to represent anyone but herself. And her success or her failure were hers. And the failure wasn't the end anyway. It was just valuable information. So she left her job. She started her consulting business. Yes, she had some failures, but also she had some wins. And now she is actually at the point where she's making what she made in corporate. And now she works with clients that she actually wants to work with on her own schedule. So belief number 5. It's my responsibility to be wealthy, not just my right. It's my responsibility because money in my hands means more businesses that employ women, investments that can create opportunity, donations that can change lives, a legacy for future generations. So playing small serves no one. So write this down. Which of these 5 beliefs do I most need to adopt? What would change if I truly believed them? So many women went before us to make this possible for us to have these opportunities. They fought for the right to own property, to have bank accounts, to start their own businesses, to be taken seriously by men, to vote, of course, to work, to lead. And they didn't fight so that we're just going to sit here and play safe and hide. So I'm thinking about my mother standing in those street markets. And I'm thinking about my grandmothers and women who had sacrificed so much and they never had choices that we have today. I'm also thinking about that little 7-year-old girl who was counting the coins that they're not enough to buy food. What would I tell her now? I would tell her, money is for you. Success is for you. You are allowed to want more. You are allowed to have more. Your ambition is not a flaw. Your desire for wealth is not greedy. You can be a good, moral, smart, loving, caring person and also be very, very wealthy woman. And these things are not mutually exclusive. And in fact, having money, that gives you freedom to make choices that actually align with who you are, who you most want to be. So let's honor those women who came before us, their fight, and let's be brave. Let's support each other by playing big, by making money, by being visible, by refusing to shrink. And the last thing was women who came before us would want us for us to dim our light because someone else might not be comfortable. So ask yourself, what woman in my life, past or present, would be so proud of me for building wealth? What would she say to me right now? So let me bring this together. And I'm speaking as much to myself right now as I'm speaking to you. Your beliefs about money, they are either building your dreams or they're blocking them. There is no in between, no neutral. The programming is real. And we've been taught things about money that men were never taught. That wanting money is greedy, that success will cost us love, that we should stay small so others feel comfortable. Here's what I know. Those beliefs aren't truth. They're just programming. And programming can be changed. So the shift that changes everything is moving from money isn't for me to money is for me. From, oh, I shouldn't want this to it's my responsibility to create this. So the women who build wealth, they're no different from you or me. But we all had the same limiting beliefs we had to work through. And some of us just decided to change them. And you can decide to do this today. You can decide that wanting money and wanting more money doesn't make you bad. You can decide that your success won't cost you love. You can decide that playing big is actually safer It's more fun than playing small. You can decide that money in your hands will do good in the world. And that decision, that shift, that's available to you right now. It's not when you're ready. It's not when you have proof. It's right now. So here's what I want you to do right now, and not later, not when you have time. Do it now. So open your notes in your phone and write this at the top. My money beliefs, the truth. And then write down every single belief you currently have about money. Every ugly one, every embarrassing one, every one that's been running in the background maybe for years. Rich people are greedy. I'll never be wealthy. Money changes people for the worse. I don't deserve money. People won't like. If I get rich, I make more money than them. Whatever it is, just get it out. And then next to each one, ask, is this actually true? Or is this programming? Because here's what I know. The beliefs you don't examine are those beliefs that control you. So make sure you do this. And then, of course, DM me, reach out at the Expert Producer School on Instagram. Share with me one belief that you're letting go of. Just one. So do this right now, because when you declare it, not only to yourself, but to another person, you make it real. You commit. So I read every message, and I might actually send you an insight or a different perspective that will help you shift that even more. And if you're realizing, yes, there are money beliefs that have been holding you back, well, you're ready to change this, not just think about it. So, and of course, make sure that you take the next step. So I'm hosting a free 3-day live intensive where we're not just going to talk about money. I'm actually going to show you a clear step-by-step path how to make your first money online. So make sure you click on the link in the show notes, or you can just DM me on Instagram, send me a word intensive, and I will send you all the details. So this is your opportunity. This is your moment. You've heard all the information, but now it's time for application. It's time to shift the old programming. So if this episode served you, please leave a review or share it with a woman who also needs to hear this. And let's support each other. Let's celebrate each other, and let's grow together. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next episode. And remember, money is not the enemy. The fear, the doubt, the old programming is. And you're braver than any fear. And you are smarter than any old limiting belief. Sending you much love, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.